Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. And you know when I named this segment, it was an ironic thing. You know, talk about the little things in the world and act as if they were species ending. You know, Obama was president and we were on an upward climb out of the Great Recession. And B-Rock was an awesome president. And a better human being, and you can tell that by his wife. That's right, Beyonce wishes she was Michelle Obama. That's how badass that girl is. And now we're here. Currently, here's what's happening. There is a virus named after some people's favorite beer, Corona ese.
Corona. You might as well. You're going to die anyway. Coronavirus.
And it's slowly taking over the world and killing us at a 2 to 3% rate. Now, on a planet of 7 billion, that's around 200 million people. On top of that, NASA announced a couple days ago that a comet or a meteor or an asteroid will probably miss us.
Graphics! I need graphics! When they tell you not to panic, that's when you run!
You know, NASA giving us just a 2-day warning on an asteroid gives me hemorrhoids. This is the agency that tells us they found a galaxy 14 billion light years away and then shows us a headshot of that galaxy. Yet for some reason, they don't notice a planet-killing, human-ending rock flying through space so close to the space station, astronauts could take a whiz on it? This feels like a setup. It's probably for the best. I mean, what would you do if NASA said, by the way, all humans, there's an extinction dirt cloud hours from wiping us off the galaxy? Good luck. NASA out. What would you do? Well, I would find it if my wife truly loved me by finding Ryan Reynolds and letting her pick, because whether she picked him or not, it wouldn't matter because we were all going to die. Even you, Ryan Reynolds. On the other hand, the coronavirus, what's up, I say, is going to chip us off a couple hundred a day until all that's left is 6.8 billion of us instead of 7 billion. That's not even enough dead people to lower apartment rents or shorten a bank line. I got to be honest. If we are going to have a mass extinction, I want it big and bold. That's right. None of this get a cough, think it's a flu, take some Robitussin, wait till your lungs fill with snot and then suffocate. No! I want the end of the world. Fireworks, giant rock slams into the planet, 300-foot tidal waves, volcanoes spewing lava jizz all over vaporized cities. That's the way to go out. None of this, I think I have the flu. Come on, we're human beings. We invented nukes and viruses that can liquefy your internal organs in an hour. Yeah, we should go out in a majestic blaze of glory. Hell, with this president and his finger on the nuke button, it may happen. And when Trump finally throws the Hail Mary with that nuclear football and 300 cities go up in a rageful hellfire, we can know that 4 billion light years away, some alien will be looking in a telescope and say, Hey, Phil, come look at this. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I wonder if aliens are named Phil. Everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Thanks for watching and listening. Please subscribe. With me, as always, to my right, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
How you doing, beautiful? Pretty good?
Pretty good. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. We're recording this on
Happy Valentine's Day.
Also with me is the one, the only Highlander.
There could be only one.
Yeah, no, you do it. See, we've decided that you have to be the one Highlander that's insecure and not. Yeah, so everyone.
The real one. That's the real me, Highlander.
Yeah. There can be only one.
Right? No, last week it was a question.
Yeah, exactly. So
it was a sad question.
This cool guy goes, there can be only one. The funny is, I guess there can be only one. So every week you have to come up with another way to say it.
That's me.
Weekly.
Okay.
It's different every week. Maybe some weeks Highlander is confident.
Possibly, depending on his week.
I would say, knowing him, today would not be that day. Let's make it real.
Only one.
There you go.
There you go. That's today.
That's today.
The world's coming to an end, people, and it's weird. Things are stacking up. So we got the coronavirus, which is coming across, and it's killing. And it's, if you look at the numbers slowly, we did 16 people died. That was like a week ago. Today, 43 people died. Today, 86 people died. Yesterday, it was 256 people died.
You guys have to go online. Did you see the guy on the flight where he brought a complete tent and he's sitting in economy?
Smart.
I was like, if you already think you're going to die, just go for first. Spring for it.
Just
first
spend
class.
the money.
Don't Don't save money.
Yeah.
Max the credit card.
Going
You
out.
know you're dying.
and you could have a bigger tent, but he fully zipped himself into
He
a
was
bubble.
sitting, and it was so funny because it's I don't know how it connected, but whether it was pants or whatever, but it had a little it had a little support around it. It was dead clear, and it went around his head. And I thought I would love. By the way, the dude who's sick, I want in that thing.
How did he get past the TSA? I can't even bring a friggin' lotion, and this guy's got.
I guess even the TSA's like, yo, that's going to cover you for the coronavirus? Okay.
Oh, right.
I don't like the way it sounds when people say bringing lotion. I don't know, that bumped me. It's weird.
The word? Like
Here's
lotion?
what I found out. They sell lotion everywhere, so I don't
say
bring
lotion.
it.
I don't think I like. I don't know why I don't like that word.
Well, but lotion helps.
Lotion.
Lotion helps you stay moist.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
the word moist.
She
Don't
can't-
say
she can't-
another one.
it. Don't repeat it. What was the word I realized I hated this week when we were at the cabin? And that you proceeded to put into a sentence with the M word.
Something. I forget.
Well, great. So he used it over and over and
We'll
over.
remember, because I'll
and
say it again.
Threw in the M word, too.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, the
So,
M word.
How about body butter? Could we just...
Get the old body butter.
Okay, don't like that either.
By the way, that's my rap name, MC Body Butter. So come on, the coronavirus. So this dude is sitting in his seat and he's zipped into a tent in his seat. Now I don't know. Do I like that guy? Respect him? Like, you know, dude, rock on, dude. That you're a badass.
Right.
Or am I like, where were you and how scared are you? I've noticed even in here in LA, people at the gas station wearing masks.
Yeah.
Today.
But that's not going to do anything.
That's not going to really.
No.
I mean, this little area around your nose that won't get in
And
there, and your
filter,
eyes.
the filter doesn't filter. You have to. They're saying just wash your hands.
Get sick through your eyes.
I went
Did you know
for-
that?
Your ears.
Or
Yeah.
you touch anything, but no
Right.
one's wearing gloves.
Right. That's
Giant Mickey Mouse gloves.
I'm gonna get a motorcycle helmet. It's a slash of a mask motorcycle helmet. Yeah, exactly. Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I'm just afraid of the coronavirus. I'm not evil. I'm just afraid of getting sick.
free.
I went and had
I
coffee.
don't want to get the sniffles.
Just now, I came from having coffee with my pastor, which is how I'm trying to avoid the coronavirus.
She's praying a lot.
And I'm gonna. But there was somebody at the coffee place in Studio City, and it wasn't just a regular cloth thingy. It had like a metal vent mouth.
yeah.
Dude, those are legit.
thing.
Those are
Filter
those
one,
are the like the ones that like seal to your face.
Yeah.
But again, eyes,
Touch anything.
ears,
It's
right.
touching things,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference. It's really not going to make a difference what you do. If the coronavirus wants your ass, it's coming for you.
Is it true that you can be asymptomatic and just fall over dead? Because that's really the way I want to go anyway.
Yes, there was a dude. They had a picture of it in China. There was a guy, little old. He still had his bags from the CVS or whatever they call it in China.
I'm not even going to do it.
I wasn't going to touch it either.
No,
Like,
no.
a couple wonder.
Maybe it was Walgreens.
I knew we couldn't help it.
He goes, I want to see what you guys are going to do. And you guys are like, we're not doing it. Okay, I'll take the bullet.
Canceled.
Send those letters to Titus Sucks, 1-800. So, and he was
How
just
do you send a letter to a 1-800?
I don't know. He was holding his bags. Technology is amazing now. He was holding his little Walgreens bag and was just laying on the ground. He was laying on the ground, had a little mask on. So the mask don't
And they're
work.
sure that that's coronavirus. He had it.
Yeah,
He might have
they had
just
guys
died.
around him.
CV coronavirus. Oh, wait a second.
Goodness,
Oh,
CVS. Don't go to CVS.
Coronavirus Center.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's it. No.
You sure?
For a second, I was in. And then I realized, wait a minute.
I love that you
this the
didn't
plan?
get it right away. You were like,
plan all
wow.
along.
Took me a second.
Wow,
Yeah, CVS.
jeez.
Center doesn't start with an S.
Are you
I'll
sure?
understand one day. There's one day I'll get how to spell faster. I'm better, but I spell faster. So we've got the coronavirus coming around, which is killing people. And here's what bothers me. A friend of mine, a guy I used to hang out with, who I don't hang out with anymore, used to say this thing. He goes, I hear what you're not saying.
Yeah.
He would like, and that's what I'm thinking about the news about. I hear what you're not saying.
Is that why you don't hang out with him anymore?
Yes, because he said that. Well, I heard what he wasn't saying a lot. Yeah. So, but I did steal the phrase. Every time we've had Ebola hit or something, like the news went batshit. They went. I mean, and the coronavirus is kind of like, yeah, we had another 200 people. Okay, now we're talking about this. Like they've really kind of smoothed over it. So the coronavirus is killing us, is taking us out, and it's becoming a pandemic.
Yeah.
They're trying to get it contained. Again, as I said in the Armageddon update, it's only going to kill if it kills if it stays at its current rate and doesn't mutate, and it's killing 2.5% to 3% of the people. That's only going to be 200 million people die. That's not even going to change anything on the planet. Rents are going to stay the same. The line at the bank's going to be the same distance. If we're going to do this,
Do we know how it compares to the last one? What was the last one that came from China?
SARS. It's already passed. Way past SARS. It's already
We're
way
past that number.
We're
What
past
about, and
SARS.
bird flu? Past that one too?
Bird flu was bullshit. I think even the birds were like, I think the birds had to file a class
Fake
action
news.
suit. Yeah, the birds were like, come on, man.
Oh, what are you?
You
That's sniffles.
named it after a fucking species? What you do, you asshole?
Monkeypox.
The monkeys too. There was a class action suit between the birds and the monkeys. They got together and they sued. They settled, and that's why it went away because CNN had to pay out. Because monkeys and birds, all monkeys. Like there was some really hygienic monkeys that were like, dude.
Yeah.
It's not me.
They were doing the grooming. They're like, where we got this?
He's like, listen, I had nothing to do with this. My entire family is totally fine. And
They're eating their...
it was a raisin. I'm having fun today.
I was waiting for
By the
you
way,
to sign
I have
language.
to say, yeah, Coco.
Which monkeys?
That's funny. That's how the monkeys talk to their lawyer. They're like, all right, Your
Calm down.
Your Honor, my client is saying that this is slander 100%. and the pain and suffering has been incredible.
Wait,
Calm down, Coco.
wait, hold on. He's just peeling a banana. Hold on, that was
Your
it.
Honor, I am representing Coco and Bonzo. Bonzo.
Do you remember that movie?
Bedtime for Bonzo. That was with
Oh.
Ronald Reagan.
It was before my time. It was
then
Bonzo.
quit quoting it.
It was Bonzo,
Yeah.
not Bongo.
No, Bonzo.
Bongo would have been a better name.
No, it's just a letter change.
Way funnier.
Okay,
Bonzo.
Bosco would have been a good name for a chocolate syrup. There was this chocolate syrup called Bosco.
We were driving home from the cabin last night before.
Yeah, night before last,
whatever
yeah.
it was. It was the middle of the night.
Snowboarding in horrible.
And we were delirious. We had snowboarded during the day and then cleaned and then jumped in the car. And we were listening to Raw Dog comedy radio and doing critiques of, it's my computer. It's the blower. It's hot.
Oh.
And we were doing critiques of comedy, and I critiqued some of your jokes even.
Yes.
And I didn't make them better.
No.
I can't say whose joke I really landed on, but I spent about half an hour on one joke.
God, what was it?
Nope, I'm not even going
You have to do it again. It was really funny.
Nope.
What did you say? She took a joke and didn't even go. Sometimes someone will pitch on a joke on a punchline, and it'll just be a sideways move.
Yeah.
You dropped it.
Went down.
It was so bad that I was driving. I burst out laughing. I had to keep my eyes open when I was laughing so hard.
We were laughing,
Yeah,
but
we
we
were.
were really tired. You said we should do that as a bit one day, actually just break down jokes, because it destroys jokes. But that joke was already destroyed.
That's what was happening. She was taking punchlines and how they didn't make sense, and I was like, "No punchlines make sense." That's why they're
That's why
surprised.
the jokes. Yeah. Especially when you're tired.
So not only do we have the coronavirus, but we have this. Here's the scary. Here, talk about something you're not saying. So NASA has said. Do you have this in front of you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So NASA has basically said there is a comet, asteroid, or meteor coming towards Earth, and they said probably it'll clear us by 3 million miles.
Oh, that feels better.
Here's what I've
good.
never heard from
Probably.
NASA. Probably. I've never heard probably. Most likely. It's in the article. It's like most likely.
Yeah, they're fine with saying the planet is going to end in the next 20. It's over.
Yeah,
We're burning to death, but probably this is going to.
But so here's where I know. Here's why I know this scared me more than anything. Again, it's what they're not saying.
They're calling it a close call.
Yeah, they don't know, but they really don't know. They said, look at some of the wording of the article. It's like, yeah, well, because by the way, if it does hit, who's gonna bust that guy?
Yeah, right.
Hey, asshole!
You said probably.
look! There's like tsunamis. Like, there was a 300-foot wave, asshole! Like, who's gonna get mad at that guy if he's wrong?
I guess that's why they say it. So just keep panic down.
Yeah, but
guys, it's over. Just relax.
There's an astrophysicist that said that it is certainly an object that we need to keep an eye on. Maybe it wouldn't be enough to send us extinct, but it would make for a very different world. That's a direct quote.
Can we just
This
knock
is
it
an
out of
existential threat in the long term for our species because it's going to come back.
Yeah, but what's the orbit? I mean, if it's gonna miss, supposedly it's gonna miss us by 3.6 million miles.
Its orbit essentially intersects with Earth's orbit. It will come within just 251,000 miles of where we just were on Tuesday night. So we're doing a ballroom dance with it.
So when does it come back?
So we're do-si-doing.
We're doing the do-si-do. Grab
your meteor, move around.
It's an asteroid. Yes.
Everybody, girl and boy, go and hug your asteroid. Impact. All right, I don't know what I'm doing.
If the asteroid's path were just slightly different and were to impact Earth, he says it would plow into the Earth at 36,000 miles per hour.
Yep.
It would throw enormous amounts of Earth material into the atmosphere. It could set fire to a large fraction of the continent. Then there would be so much dust in the atmosphere for years and years it would wipe out all life for thousands of miles all around, and then knock on
Climate change
consequences
over.
for the environment for decades.
No need for that. We're good.
We'd have
Don't worry
a
about
nuclear winter. We'd have ice back at the poles, which would be awesome. Because did you see that happen this week too? All right, okay. Here's what worries me about this whole thing. NASA is never vague. NASA's always very specific about what they're saying. This has been so vague. Like even there's got to be a model that some 19-year-old guy went, "Oh guys, I think that 3.6 million mile thing is a little off. It may just brush us." You know what I mean? Like they're too vague about it. I hear what they're not saying.
The next truly close call will be April 13th, 2029, Friday the 13th. The asteroid Apophis will come even closer to Earth than the satellites we use for GPS. It's a 300-meter long rock. It'll fly so close that we will be able to watch it go by.
Jesus.
But they don't think it's going to hit us then.
Probably.
Most likely.
Well, they're only doing math in the entire universe. They're basically like, if they're off by that much, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So you know what's interesting about it?
Coronavirus, we got a meteor coming. We've got the climate change. It was 65 degrees in Antarctica. Did you see the pictures of Antarctica? It looks like, you know what it looks like? It looks like where we just were in California, up in the snow. There's barely snow on the ground. There's dirt showing through. It's Antarctica. Like it got to 65 degrees in Antarctica. There's no climate change though. So we got a meteor, climate. Here's my thing. I want to go quick. I don't want to get a cough and
That's
have
what I said. I want to just go to sleep on the street holding my CVS bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's it.
Or have a mediator, because for a second you go ooh ah, and then oh.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to ooh ah, because they'll tell us that it's coming, and then we'll be in that movie Deep Impact.
They will not
and
tell us
a
it's
lot of
coming.
crying
That's what I'm
and-
saying about this thing with NASA. They will not tell us, because if they tell us it's coming, it becomes mass hysteria. So
Right.
so what
That's
they're doing.
right.
So what they say things is like, yeah, it's probably going to miss us. What?
Right.
So I'm hearing. So just so you guys know, we are sitting in a bunker 300 feet below the Earth's crust right now. It's hot, but we have AC pumped in. It cost us, what do we spend, about $3 billion on this to get this right?
Yeah.
Give
So
or
we're
take.
good.
Yeah.
So we'll keep
Probably, most
broadcasting.
likely.
When the comet or meteor or asteroid hits, we'll be sitting here still broadcasting to nobody, because you'll all be dead. This is the Titus podcast. So
Signing off.
no, we're not signing off. But it's just going to be for us.
Right.
We'll have to do our podcast, edit them, and then we're the only
watch
three
them
people
all.
that can watch them.
Keep watching them.
You're really a doomsday person. I think we need to bring in like someone with rocks, and what are those people? They've got rocks and hangy dingly
Mystical,
things,
like,
and they're all
Need
crystal people.
like a medium,
everything is beautiful.
Yeah.
like a holistic healer
The
of some
earth
sort.
is in perfect harmony.
We need a yoga, massage, crystal therapist.
But we can't prove
Healer
that
slash shaman slash.
the doomsday preppers can't be right. Have you seen those
Not
fun
the smartest.
folks?
I'm just look. I'm sure NASA, if they were coming, we'd hear about it. But also, I don't believe the government would tell us. And I actually think that I was fine with it. Usually, every time they're like, NASA says, "Don't worry, it's going to pass us." This time, they said, "We're probably going to be fine."
The most notorious asteroid to hit the Earth. Do you know which one that was?
No. BIG.
What? The notorious asteroid? Wait.
Oh, sicker than your average. That was actually the best. It was the Chicxulub impactor in the Yucatan Peninsula. It was 66 million years ago, and it created mass extinction of all of the dinosaurs. It's a pretty big deal.
They nailed it down to that specific one? Wow.
But they say that they monitor all of these, and so they said the key is that they couldn't do anything if they only had a few days lead time. The key, this astrophysicist said, is to figure out years in advance, because then astronauts would fly up and do something about it. So they can't blow up an asteroid like Bruce Willis tried to do, but they just attach rocket boosters to either speed it up or slow it down just slightly, so when it gets to the intersection point, we miss it. That's really fail-proof.
This sounds like the best idea, doesn't it? I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure.
Wasn't there recent budget cuts to NASA?
And we had space shuttles blow up. They're going to put a rocket on a. They're going to put a rocket on a rock, and then
Could
drive
we
it.
talk about? Could we just throw out there right now that NASA is Space Force? Could I this is the hill I want to die on.
I agree.
We
with
already
you.
have Space Force. It's called NASA.
Well, I said Space Force is something that Trey and Matt would come up with for one of their movies with puppets in it.
Yeah,
Didn't they call it Space Force
Wasn't it?
in that movie?
Yeah.
And that I
Something
don't
Force.
understand why this guy and he says it like he's invented something. Every time he Space Force, and I want to hear shitty like sitcom music from the late '70s start. Space Force with Robert Conrad. It's the dumbest thing ever. And the Air Force has the space division. It's not NASA. Air Force has a specific.
But we also have NASA,
I know.
who's really good at space stuff.
Yeah, they are. But
They
also
even have suits.
But the Air Force there's a division of the Air Force that deals with the weapons in space. So that he had to come up with a new thing, and they had weapons. And did you see the weapons? Someone pointed out the new their camouflage.
That's
Space
smart.
Force.
Yeah.
in space,
Right.
so you
You won't
can't
see them. Right.
No, they
All
should
those-
look more
lots of
like
plants up
Janet
there.
Jackson video.
Yeah.
All black. Janet Jackson. Wow. I'm old now because the best reference I could come up with in this moment was Janet Jackson.
That's all right. She's back. She's got
She
a new
is
tour.
back.
She
was just on, was it Colbert the other night or Seth Meyers or one of those? And so you were relevant. You did a good job.
You picked up on that.
Yep.
You're relevant.
Well, if I
It's
keep
all right.
saying the same shit over and over, eventually it comes back. That's just how it goes.
The
Bell
Titus
bottom.
clock is right.
How about them
So George
platform
Burns is
boots?
touring again. but-
No, probably not.
It's in a glass
It's not
casket.
going to happen.
So we have climate change happening to the point we've never seen. It's the highest temperature ever recorded in Antarctica. We've got a comet coming that NASA's kind of shrugging about, which is the weirdest thing to me. They're not NASA's specific. They're not specific about this one. And then we've got the coronavirus, a new virus that they say is mutating. In fact, 18. That you could turn that off. 18 healthcare workers are like medical people in China have died from it now. I think, and they took all the precautions they're possibly could.
The guy that warned everybody that it was happening, that they arrested,
They arrested.
died.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. They arrested him. He died. I think they were like, "You think it's happening?" and then they gave it to him. Yeah. They're like, they had a cough on this, cough on him. So doesn't it feel like, as I said in the Armageddon update, I wrote the Armageddon update title ironically because at the time, everybody thought Obama was going to end the planet. We had this big recession, and Obama turned it all around. People going bankrupt, people losing their homes, the end of the world. So I was like, no, it'll be fine. And that's why, ironically, I named it the Armageddon Update. I didn't ever want it to be real.
Like actual, like
yeah,
on
I
the
didn't want it
nose,
to be
like
literal.
real.
It should not be a literal title, but it is. And I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. Thanks, Titus.
The good news is for me, though, is that although Armageddon is coming, I look good. And you know why I look good?
Why do you look good? You can't steal that. You're a thief. You cannot.
I won't do it then. By the way, can I say good editing on last episode? We saw.
Thank you very much, guys.
There's a moment last week where I go, I'm not angry, and you cut to her, and she goes,
Yeah.
Come back to me now, and I'm just staring at her.
It was a great cut. It made us laugh.
We
when
watched,
we
Okay,
we
were
watched
there.
it twice. We watched it twice. It was really funny. So the Highlander's really kicking ass. So I don't know what to do. I mean, I feel like I think you get really clear that if a big giant meteor does hit the Earth, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So why aren't you living your life full out, people?
Well, that's my other question. What if it doesn't?
I'm sure it won't.
So don't live in the stress of it.
I'm not living in it. I'm just saying, get off your ass and go do what you want to do. Get off all those things you're thinking, one day I'll do it. Guess what? There may not be one day. This may be the day. So why aren't you off your ass doing what you want to do? You know,
Is this motivational speaking?
yeah.
It's hard to
no
tell.
little Miss Bombshell right here just filmed her comedy special.
Not because I thought there might be an asteroid destroying the planet. This is motivational speaking according to Ken Titus.
Yeah, basic fear-based motivational speaking.
Totally.
Get off your ass, because the fire's coming.
There's a rock coming. Come on.
But that's how it is, though. I was talking to a buddy of mine today, and he had a friend of his passed away, and he said he was like my spiritual mentor. And it's so weird when you come up against mortality. It's coming. It's coming. We have people in our lives dying all the time. It's just coming.
This is the worst ever. I want out of this life course.
All right, you ready?
Okay.
So what are we going to talk about now?
No.
You have a new comedy special to write.
I do. That seems stressful.
I'm trying to be positive.
It's all right. Hurry up.
You got rid of you spent 10 years writing this one.
Okay,
It's
you
awesome.
have to motivate me to write this new special. But you have to do
Right
it
now?
with a positive outcome, future, love and light, and whatever else new agey people say.
Oh, well, now I'm stressed.
Okay, I know. Go.
All right, so
Okay.
first of all, let me just say this about your last special.
Okay.
Your last special shows, after 10 years of busting your ass, that you are by far one of the most accomplished comics I've seen in a long time. Story-wise, everything. Now you got a new special to write. And here's the difference. You're already getting people from your last special saying, thank you for the special. I brought my daughter. It's about strong women. Your next special, which I know what it's about, is going to transform people's lives to the point. Laughter first. I was always funny first. We always say funny first. But you writing this story about your mom and being a caregiver and the journey that she went through and how amazing your mom was will actually make everybody appreciate their parents more, number one. But number two, get them through pain that's impossible to get through. That's who you are. On top of being funny. And you're doing it while you're making them laugh. That's what I call the bonus. And you, because of me, have access to the bonus.
He just couldn't hold it.
It all comes back.
He almost
was like
did.
this
She's like, it almost was.
We were both.
You guys all
Roped
went,
it back in.
no!
We were both holding our breath. You were almost home.
No, I have to tell you, I am done, man. There's nothing else I can teach you. As a matter of fact, I watched your show. You guys got when the special comes out. We're editing it now. When it comes out, you're gonna be amazed. There's some stuff she did in it that night. She had it in her brain. She was working on it. She kind of tossed that out a couple times in a row, but I'm literally talking 1 or 2 shows. Came up with the ending like a week ago, and then in 2 shows where we're filming, just throws it out to end it. Like it could have dropped a turd,
Wow.
and it got the audience
didn't
with
know
that second show,
Wow.
the ending of the second show. She kind of we had talked about something, and instead of working on the road and getting it to work and
I had
refining
first done it in Denver the day they lost my luggage, and I missed my flight, and I had to perform in Spanx leggings and high tops, and I was just over it. And that night, I came up with that through line and to bring it all back around at the end.
Wow.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
risky.
It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
That was not so long ago. And then I only did this show 3 more times total.
And the third and the second time she did it, she screwed it up
Totally.
And then so the last she had one. So it's a weird thing. Some people deal with pressure; they come apart. Pressure just makes them explode. Other people become diamonds. You, dear, became a diamond.
Oh, that was so
There you go.
sweet. That was good.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Oh, happy Valentine's
Thanks
Day.
to my instruction and commitment to her.
Oh my gosh.
He gives and then he taketh away.
No.
He giveth.
He do giveth and he do taketh.
You know what's weird about comedy? So I'm 36 years in now, and I know I'm being funny because there's a lot of people I have given. They've asked me for advice. What do I do? How do I write stories like that? How do I write jokes like that? And I tell them how. I tell them, here's what it takes, and they don't do it, and they don't do it, and they don't do it, and then they're still exactly the same thing, or they go back to their substitute teaching jobs. This girl, there's a couple people, you, Tom Simmons, and young Andrew Rivers.
Little Andy Rivers.
Little Andy Rivers listened and did it, and now he's killing it, headlining all over the country. You're headlining A clubs now. You know, your first special's coming out. It's like, I will. No one else is going to give me credit, so I'm taking it. I'm Christopher Titus.
The reason why no one
Genius.
else gives you credit is because you're always announcing your credit. Yeah, so we're all like, okay, he's got it again.
I'm making up for the years of my father. You're a piece of shit, you loser. You're never going to be anything. So I'm used to that. So I'm just trying to counteract it. I live in your head still.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If only he were that sweet and lovable. So I just went. It's Valentine's Day. Like I said, I just went and had coffee with. I say she's my pastor, which she is, but she was a good friend of my mom's, and she's a pastor at Bel Air Church, and she did one of her services, the one we did here. And I'm like, everything's great, and it's Valentine's Day, and I gave her a Valentine gift, and then we're talking about my mom, and I'm bringing this up because that's what my next special is about. It's called Beauty for Ashes, and she says, I want you to know that your mother was at peace with going. She was only fighting for you. And I went, and she said she wanted that time with you, and she knew that you so desperately needed it, but she was at peace. And I was like, oh, hell, now I got to cry through coffee, right? Like I was fine, and now I'm not. But I just thought it's weird when you lose someone that's so powerful in your life that she continues to give me gifts.
Yep.
Every damn time, like on every holiday, I show up. We weren't even talking about her, and she just says that to me. And she said, I just thought you should know that before you write that next show. Amazing. And I was like, I already started writing that show.
I could see that. I could see holding on for just to make sure, because you needed the time though. Man, the weird thing is losing people is the weirdest. It's impossible. If you haven't lost somebody close to you, people, it is impossible. And that's what I always said. When everyone goes, oh my God, someone died, I'm like, you're about to deal with the impossible.
It is. Your brain is not. We are not equipped to deal with the concept of eternity, right? Our brains don't go that far. It is a thing, but we don't.
Mine doesn't go to the end of the podcast.
Exactly. Some of us are more capable than others, and
I like how stupid I am. Do you see why I need to claim it when I do something good? Because nobody else gives it up.
Here's what you don't get
Shut
is that
up.
because you're always giving yourself credit.
Because no one else does.
We feel the need to just hold it down.
I just got
just
patted.
bring it down just a little bit.
I just got patted like I needed a museum buddy.
Come on.
You better
Now's the time.
Do it with me.
Now's the
Come on.
Stop it.
Hold them together.
Stop it, pretty.
No.
You're so pretty.
Oh,
for
you
you.
are
Look at
too. Do not, when you do the edit, cut to his face.
Let's zoom in on this.
Just a slow push.
But can you play the sound of a flat line or birds singing?
Or just quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. We decided when we were on whatever this
We're gonna
was,
do you
it
guys a
wasn't exactly
favor.
vacation.
We're going to violate some copyright laws.
You're going to do, as a gift to me, just a short clip of Rambo Last Blood with my pitch of his
great.
flatulence
It's happening.
as a 72-year-old
we need
man.
the scene where he's like he's in the cartel guy's face, and
Yeah.
then we'll just slowly put it through,
Yeah.
and we'll time it with his reactions.
And the brilliance is that he's going to continue to do his tough face
Right,
and not
right.
acknowledge it.
We'll
Right.
put it up, but we're gonna do a whole trailer. We're gonna do like Sylvester Stallone, 73, and still taking down bad guys, but he is 73, so other things are happening. You're 4 years old. Look, she's 4
Great.
years old.
It always works. Great.
Isn't it great?
foolproof.
Look, he's 4 years
we're
old
gonna
too.
do a trailer.
He said,
Oh yeah, no, we're all we're all in a nursery
what
school
could
right
we
now giggling.
spend our valuable time doing?
Yes, as long
That's
as it makes,
it.
as long as it makes them laugh, we're happy.
Me, it's gonna make me. I didn't think we were even gonna put it out.
Oh no, it's definitely going out till
it's
YouTube
awesome.
takes it down.
Can we
It's
get in trouble for that?
It depends how much we use. We have
Rambo versus
If you put in
asteroids.
enough flatulence, then you will have changed 30% of the clip, which then makes it legal.
Hey, we didn't violate any copyright laws. He farts like the whole thing. That's not real. We did that. That's our. It's a creative
parody law.
interpretation. A parody law. Yeah, he farts the entire time. We're geniuses. Nothing makes you laugh harder than that.
Who were we with? I think it was two different people, but Kyle, our DP on the special, he's camera guy, shoots stuff with us, and he was here that day, and he goes, and he's a very serious guy. He goes, there's just nothing funnier than farts, man. There's nothing funnier. He goes, I like good comedy. He goes, but farts brings me down every
Carlin
time.
did a whole bit about that.
Yeah.
Carlin did a whole bit about it.
What did he say? I can't remember.
I forget the bit. It did farts. He was like, farts are funny. It was just based. Something about the dignity of humanity is just totally thrown to the wind.
Literally. But
I didn't mean to even say that, but it's just you can be the most dignified human being in the world. I say,
And that's the other thing that you learn about life, where if you are a caregiver or you do go through an illness or you do hang out with someone who's older or you get older, that the indignity is coming for all of us.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
cannot stop it. My grandma Jean tries her damnedest to be an upright Christian woman who is classy and well put together, and she sometimes will do a fart symphony up the hallway while she's trying to escape the room that we're in because she can't stop farting, and every footfall up the hallway yields another fart and she's laughing.
Heart Symphony, first movement.
Oh my God.
She said,
Here comes the tuba.
She called me one time and she said that she's staying with grandma's because she's really, what a good, and she said she's walked, she's like, oh, gotta go. And she started hucking down the hallway and just every footstep, every footfall.
What happened was she decided
So it was a beat.
to try to crack a joke on us. It made her laugh so hard. We're all in the kitchen that she farted, which then it ruined her being on top because she was victorious with her little joke. She laughed at herself, farted, and went, oh, and tried to leave the room to get away from us and run up the hallway. And it
Sound
was,
travels at 760 miles an hour. Really hard to escape that. Wasn't me. Although the Flash could. The Flash could.
Oh, yeah.
His Flash could be like, boo, and all of a sudden, what was that?
Wouldn't it be at a higher pitch? You'd be like,
greatest superhero ever.
But by the way, that's a bonus superpower for the Flash, isn't it? Like you
Yes.
could actually
you could just
leave
crop dust everywhere.
You could leave before like the sound. You could fart and leave before the sound
right
hits
before
anybody.
it hits anybody's ears.
That's
That's a new superhero.
By the way,
Boom.
no, a Marvel, please. That would be great to do.
See, now you're pitching.
Oh, it would be great to do a whole bunch of superheroes that had you take all you analyze all their actual powers and get all the bonus things. Like that would be really funny. I would love that. And just do a movie about that.
I would watch that movie.
Superheroes just doing normal shit, but it's different because they have superpowers. All right, people, write it down. I need a new haircut. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop for a second, and I need you guys to Photoshop the best one we will show on Photoshop Titus a new haircut. Ready?
Could
All right,
somebody
take
give
that.
him an afro, please?
Can
Can you do that?
Trust me. No,
Can you-
I want them.
I went in on this. I went in on this.
You can do it. All right, Highlander, you can do it.
Cornrows, pigtails. Pigtails.
I need a new haircut. I've had this haircut since 1995 or 6.
But what are you going to do? You're not going to grow it long, so that limits your choices, right? You can either shave it.
You don't need to
Here,
give me
here,
a lot of options. You don't need to talk about the options.
Just
that I
Photoshop
have.
this head on that head.
Why do you just keep like?
That's your
Let me
other
give you how many
option.
options you have for your massive hair growth, Titus, that you have all the time. That you want to just
You got a
change it.
good head of
It
hair.
doesn't go
You
on.
could
My dad
grow
had
it longer.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll look good. That's why I want to see people.
You could emo Phillips.
I-
Put a page boy on him.
No,
Let's see.
man, Emo Phillips doesn't have a page. Well, I don't know what that is.
No, the page boy from No Country for Old Men. Javier
Oh,
Bardem. Yes.
It's like bowl cut. It's like a
Yes.
bowl.
One of the best characters of all time.
Do that. They said, I read a thing and that they were talking about the movie and they said he was great, chilling, evil. And the Coen brothers came on set and they said, okay, but can you do it with this wig on?
Right,
and
right.
that's how that came to be. And
Really?
man, did he.
It's an
He.
interesting acting technique. I think we talked about it once before, years ago. He did the entire. He played the character as if he was wearing headphones.
Yes.
So he never heard anybody. So that scene in the thing with the
He's
quarter.
always so
with
removed.
Right.
Flip the coin. Flip the coin. Flip it. And the
That's
guy's
interesting.
Like,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna flip it. Then I'll flip it. But if you watch him and you think he has headphones on, it's
The timing's different than
it's an
if you
awesome-
heard
it's
it.
an
He's
Yeah.
not in the same
God, yeah.
space.
I still hate the ending.
I love the ending.
Hate
The ending is brilliant.
Nope. it's
Yes, it
wrong.
is.
Nope.
It is too.
You look, here's the point about storytelling. Storytellings need to have a beginning, middle, and ending. They need to have a beginning, middle, and ending. And I love the Coen Brothers. I think Coen Brothers are brilliant.
It did.
But if you look at all their movies, there's an ending to the movies. That movie just drifted off into nothing with Tommy Lee Jones just talking into space. Nope.
It's what he was
Maybe that's the
talking
point.
about.
Oh, by the way,
Go back and watch the speech
I know,
again.
but up to the ending, I think it's one of the best movies ever made. The ending just bothers me.
The ending, I stood up at the end of the movie. It was so good.
I did too, but I left.
The ending.
Let's do a version of Tommy Lee Jones doing like with the ending of that movie,
Oh.
and then we'll
But
see.
this may be a
that'll
whole-
tie
This
it all
may be a
together.
whole theme. We maybe just start going through.
With ever the thing.
Because by the
that
way, even if you go back to old movies, what was that movie with the old people when the aliens showed
Cocoon?
up? Cocoon. You do
Was it
Cocoon.
Cocoon? Okay,
you
good.
do the real version of Cocoon. It's just a bunch of making noise.
that's like,
By the way, please subscribe to
Smelly
the podcast and also subscribe on YouTube.
On YouTube, you mean?
On YouTube, yes,
Yep.
because Highlander and I were putting together stuff. Start watching every time Trump's on, because you had it.
oh, I was crying the first time we did that. Holy
So we've added Adderall enhancers onto it. It's fun. We're having fun with the Armageddon update. I really don't care if anybody sees it. Last one did like 15,000 people.
No, we care if people see it.
Oh, I want
Don't
you to see it. I
listen
want you to see it.
him.
But it's fun too.
hilarious.
And subscribe to it, because you get it. You'll get an update in a way that is, And then when the coronavirus is killing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of us, we'll still be funny about it,
Yeah,
right?
we'll laugh
Right?
about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
It'll be the Armageddon update will be the only thing left on the planet. It'll be that one
The last
person
in the rubble.
The
reaching
Yeah.
out from the ham radio. Is anyone out there?
Like 1,000 years from now, they find that the public record is the Armageddon
Yeah.
update. That's sad. That's a fun idea for a movie, though.
That and us talking about farting, and they're going to be like, "Wow, no wonder civilization fell."
Sylvester Stallone must have been their king. They talk about him a lot.
What is this farting? Interestingly, a lot of times when we're on planes, I think about that guy in that tent, and I would love one of those tents, because often on planes, people feel free to just let it rip because you can't
Yeah,
hear
I can't
it.
believe that.
But you can
Yeah.
still smell it. And
on,
he
man.
always says, "Well, there's a beef eater." And
Have some
I
common
have actually
courtesy.
turned
Seriously,
around
come
before
on.
and gone, "Come on,"
Right.
at the direction I knew it came from.
Yeah.
And you always know the guilty party.
Well, I'll say it loud. I'll say, well, somebody had cheese nachos. It's so weird. You can always tell who
So
did
rude.
it, because they get very quiet and they just continue to look like nothing
Speaking of beef, right now with Butcher Box, you can.
And now, ambush advertising with Bombshell Ray.
Right, you guys, this deal, the deals get better and better. I get excited about them because the deals are so good. Right now with Butcher Box, and we'll talk about what it is in a second, you can get 2 filet mignons, a whole pack of bacon, plus $20 off your first box when you sign up at butcherbox.com/Titus or use promo code Titus. That's insane.
So what's the box?
Do you think Butcher Box will still be able to deliver after Armageddon happens?
I think the only thing that you'll be able to get is stuff delivered to you. Of course, we'll be roaming the wasteland trying to light fires with farts, because we'll be out of fuel. All right, got the flint ready? Ready? Yeah. We'll need Butcher Box for fuel, actually. Be like, all right, ready? Damn it. Timing's up. 1, 2, kabing, 3. No, come on. Damn it.
That's how fire
All
was
right, we're going to
invented.
go on 3.
Discovered it.
On 3 or after 3?
On 3.
Oh, you know what?
1, 2,
Never mind.
kabing.
I can do both. Do you
That's
eat
a weird
steak?
Boy Scout.
Yeah. Of course. Oh, yeah.
Because let's hear. How do you eat it?
How do I eat steak? With my mouth. And with my fork.
My mouth.
Because you're doing the old fasting, so
Oh, yeah. I do eventually eat.
You do?
So,
Okay.
Yeah, when I do, I go for Butcher Box.
do you,
Wow, that was really hoary.
it was
That was
really,
super horny
I
of
was
him.
actually curious,
I'll
like
have to say
what
that-
you eat or how you eat it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
healthy wise, because Butcher Box makes it so much easier to be healthy. So I was just wondering
Yeah.
if you grill it. Do you? I mean, you just sharded the bed on that question, but.
So so we don't take a lot of advertising on the show. We're very specific about what we take, and we actually test the product out. I'm not a big fan of advertising. But when the product's good, I'm fine with talking about a good product. Butcher Box, every time we've gotten our box of meat, and you cook whether the chicken or whatever we get, it's always awesome, and it always has it never has a weird, like, sometimes you go to the store, you buy meat off the counter, like at one of the supermarkets. I don't know, man. Is it me? Is it a little chemical-y? Is there something about it?
Oh, and then it's bad in 3 days?
Right.
Yeah.
Butcher Box doesn't have
Yeah,
that.
it does go bad really
Quick,
quickly.
right?
Yeah.
Butcher Box, all meat is free of antibiotics and added hormones. Each box has 9 to 11 pounds of meat, which is enough for 24 individual meals, which is insane. Packed fresh, shipped frozen, vacuum sealed, and you can customize it. So you can, if you don't eat red meat, you can do that. If you do, you can do all chicken. You can mix and match. I love it. They had salmon. They had scallops for a while, so it changes. Anyway, 100% grass-fed finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage pork, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. All you have to do to get 2 free filet mignons and a pack of bacon, plus $20 off your first box when you sign up at butcherbox.com/Titus, or you can use promo code Titus at checkout.
Perfect.
It's a good way to keep up with your
It's also
New
when
Year's
the comet
resolution.
hits, if we make it through, we'll have some food.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing to get in the box.
I'm
lot
hoping
of
that the asteroid doesn't
It's
hit.
not. It's
so
not. It's not. It's
really,
not.
see, that's my optimistic
But
plan.
I'm optimistic about it.
I like that your optimistic plan is it's gonna hit, but you'll still
But
have
you'll have
meat.
some meat.
Yeah, I don't trust. I don't.
If it doesn't
trust-
hit, you're going to have
Here's
some
the
meat.
thing.
So
Either, yeah.
You have to pay attention. Here's the problem with life: people don't pay attention. And when NASA issues a statement like they issued, that was kind of had this vagueness to it that I'd never heard them say. They're never going to look. If the comet is going to hit the planet, they're not telling us. They're just not going to tell. They're not going to go, by the way, guys, in 4 days a comet's hitting, because all hell will break loose.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody like, I'm shooting everybody I want. I'm raping everybody I want.
What?
Yeah, that's people will go crazy. I'm doing as much drugs as I want. The society will fall apart. So they can't do that. They're going to let us operate exactly as we're supposed to operate up until the comet hits, and then all bets are off. So that's what I'm saying is they're never going to. If something bad's going to happen, they're not telling us. Would you?
I think it would be hard to contain.
I mean, just talking to your kid about what's going on with you. How long did it take you to set that up?
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to just go. Oh,
Years.
by the way.
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, years. It took them years to
I
plan
think
this.
it would be hard to contain. You're going to have a Snowden or a whistleblower or something. Somebody's going to see it. NASA's going to know about it. It's going to come out. Everything comes out.
Well, that's what our president doesn't seem to understand.
Yeah, no, he does understand that
He just doesn't give a shit.
because he gets away with it.
Every time.
Everyone prior to him, any nth degree of this stuff came out and they're impeached, removed from office, put in jail. This guy, he can get away with all of it and he knows it, so why not continue to do it blatantly?
Do you know what I say? I think I just got something when you were saying that. We keep thinking that Trump gets away with everything, but if you look at W, they flat out lied about weapons of mass destruction, started a fucking war where 5,000 Americans died.
Yeah.
And he started a war.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
And we knew it was Afghanistan that did it. We knew, but because Iraq had threatened, Saddam had threatened his dad, tried to assassinate his dad, he's like, oh no, we're going to go after Iraq. So W was just a guy, it just seemed like your buddy, but he did the same shit and got away with it. Totally got away with it. A mission accomplished. I mean, if you think about what W did, same kind of shit.
Gave all of the contracts to his buddies.
Oh my God, Halliburton. It was all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is not the first time. I will say this: Clinton didn't do this, and Barack didn't do this. So my question is, why? It seems like the GOP has become this crazy party of corruption like we've never seen. But I was just thinking, W did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
All his buddies. You're right. They got all the contract. You're absolutely. They were getting no bid contracts to Halliburton. And now we're mad. Now this guy's doing the same thing, except he's doing it to his own hotels. He's charging was this last week? He's charging them $2,000 to rent golf carts.
Yeah.
For the Secret Service.
Secret Service, and $650 a night room rate. And
How is that flying? How is no one tearing down the?
Because he gave the soundbite to his people. I don't accept a salary, and I don't charge the Secret Service, or I charge them a fraction of the cost. I'm saving the country money. So none of them
They just bought
research.
it.
So they
Yeah.
repeat his soundbites, and now this news story has broken and nobody's talking about it because those people aren't reading the news story and looking up the facts.
Here's what I don't get though, because if it was a Democrat doing it, they'd be going batshit. In fact, they're going batshit on everything. I don't. The Democrats come out. You know, Biden. It didn't really happen with Biden.
Well, that's because that just proves that Democrats are wussies. Because yes, GOP, they would be flipping out but Democrats, they're not really going to do anything about it. Yeah. We're going to very politely hold an impeachment hearing, and then when he doesn't comply with subpoenas and blocks the production of documents and ties everything up in court for the next 10 years, we're going to just say, well, that's not very nice.
Yeah, you're bad.
Bad, yeah.
He knows he was bad.
So how do we get Democrats to be not such pussies? The problem is that, like,
I'm pretty sure we don't.
No, we had this argument last week where
on
you
the
were,
heels
you
of
were
our
mad.
farting
I was saying we need to get serious and
conversation.
get, and you were like, no, we can't be them. But that's the problem. We can't be them, but we have to be them to beat them, and then we don't have to be them anymore. The problem is once you become them, don't you stay them? If that works. Yeah. You know what I mean? If that works, if so.
All I said was I don't think that wishing death and suffering for someone, however horrible, is necessarily
Rush
the way
Limbaugh.
to go.
Oh, you're still wrong about that.
No.
He has caused so much pain and suffering.
I believe in letting life deal with people how it does, and I find that it is always fair and it always balances out in the end. And for example, Bill Cosby, everyone thought for years,
I didn't mean to do the roofie raping.
there were rumors in the comedy world of things not drugging and raping, but
not rumors. He was
and everyone just thought he got away with it. And I would say it's even worse that it's 78 he gets put in prison, because how much harder is it at 78? I mean, you've got ailments and pain, and he's blind, and it made
me think of karma. I will tell you this. It did make me go, oh, karma. I guess, eventually it catches up to you. You can't keep being an asshole and no one ever is going to find out you're an asshole. It's going to happen.
Yeah, but bad things happen to good people too.
True.
So it's I wish it worked the other way.
And some assholes totally get away with it.
Yeah, right.
That's
I don't
true.
think
I wish it was
that. I don't think that people. I have this
accuracy.
theory that.
And now, Bombshell's theory.
It's based in nothing, no facts anyway. I think that some people lead more extreme lives, like really great. I would say you have had a much more extreme life, right?
Across the board,
mom
ups and downs.
killed a guy and
mentally ill,
and
me
dad
in an airport
alcoholic
overnight, yeah.
and all this stuff. And then you got your own TV show named after you, and then married crazy lady, and she did crazy things.
Ruined
and
my
then
life. Men met you. Like super, yes. Well, yeah, we can't reach that height.
No, we can't.
We only got 24-foot ceilings.
Right. Happy Valentine's
There you go.
Day.
Happy Valentine's Day,
But here's my theory: is that everything balances out,
right?
And once you hit exact zero balance, that's when you die.
So Rush Limbaugh got to be famous, get away with all the drug smuggling. Now he has lung cancer. He's going to die a pretty horrible death.
It's going to be awful.
Going to awful death, and that's his payback. Interesting.
I'm not saying it's his payback. I'm just saying zero balance and you die. So try not to hit zero balance. Try to be a little rogue.
I may end up okay then, because my it's not, I've never been like yay and then it's like my life that's my life. so I'm pretty much close to zero balance.
That's exactly what it's like to be with you sometimes too. Before I met you, I was like, hey.
Oh, that's good.
No, I get it.
That's got to go in the special.
Totally.
But you like that roller coaster.
Well, I really do love it. Don't zoom in on his face on this either.
Please, as you zoom in, don't zoom in on his face.
I would say that it is not a flatline life, which is something that I never want to have.
No, I don't want a flatline life either. They talk about the Landmark Forum I did. By the way, people, they don't pay for advertising. There's a thing I did called the Landmark Forum. Look it up. Changed my entire life. And it's one of the best things I've ever done. You should try it out, because they talk about a flatline life. We all worry about ups and downs. Oh, my life's horrible. And no one ever notices when life is good. No one, you just don't notice it. You're like, this is what it's supposed to be. I'm supposed to have a TV show and be on this TV all the time. No, and so you don't notice it. And a lot of people go, well, I don't want that. I don't want those ups and downs. I just want to live a nice, mellow life. Well, that's a flat line. They talk about life's a heartbeat. So when you're down here, trust me, there's something coming. And enjoy up here, because there's something else coming. Anyway.
That's why when I went to that all natural detox center with mom.
Yep.
They tell you to keep a gratitude journal.
Yep.
And which sounds super, humana. But all it was every night before you go to sleep or when you wake up, whatever works for you, write down 5 things that you're thankful for. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to dwell on it, think about it, meditate in it. You don't have to do anything. Just write 5 things you're thankful for. And they guarantee it will change your life.
What does it do in the moment and in practical terms?
Because, like he just said, we have a tendency to not notice the good or the abundance. As human beings, we notice the bad and the suffering and the upset and the Donald Trump and all of that stuff. And we don't sit ever. You can't probably think of times that you sat and took a moment and really thought about
it and reflect on it and feel
the
it.
good things. Yeah. And so it actually just puts it in your brain. Yeah. And suddenly every night you're taking these moments to have to think. Sometimes you have to think. Like I would sit there and be like, it's got to be different.
And you're almost
thankful.
Like mad.
And then it just starts putting your mind in that space. I like to do it before I go to sleep because then it leaves you in this space of like noticing. I don't know. It's a different way to wake up.
I feel like I would start countering it with like, oh, I've got 5 great things, but then there's these 25 others.
Of course you will, but you're not ever doing the 5 things. So it shifts your thinking. You don't realize how much we depress ourselves.
Yeah.
So my biggest regret during the Titus show is that I didn't notice what was happening. It was constant work. Right. It was 24/7 work. I got to get this. Got to be right. Got to be funnier. Got to jokes. Do more joke. And I never took a minute and I went and looked around and went, wow. I have my own television show named after me that I'm the head writer on. Wow. I never did that. And it's my biggest regret of that whole time. Because I've had a couple friends since get television shows, and the first thing I tell them, first of all, they instantly, everyone gets stressed. You have people up your ass all the time. And I said, stop. I go, stop, look around. I go, it took you 15 years to get here. It's going to take 15 seconds for them to cancel it.
Totally.
When they decide.
At the moment that you got the news that the show was picked up, wasn't there at least a minute of excitement and you felt like whoosh?
No, it went right into failure. Oh, well, that's my life though. I went right into, oh shit.
There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, because I'd already had a couple deals, pretty big money deals. Titus was not a big money deal. I had a couple really big money deals based on Norman Rockwell's Bleeding, or the comedy I was doing. And then I wrote Norman Rockwell's Bleeding. When Fox came up, they were like, this is so extreme. At the time, Titus, Seinfeld was the #1 show. So when we're talking to the camera, people are drinking. We did an episode where my dad, we had an intervention to get him to start drinking again because he'd stopped and he was a bigger asshole. And we were like, dude, now you're focused on it. At least there's no haze to get. We can. So we were pitching these crazy episodes to him. Like the couple in the show, we cheated on each other in the first 4 episodes, and
Dad was dead.
Dad was dead in the first episode. So Fox was like, you know what? Here's a tiny bit of money. Just go write the script. And so we had this weird freedom. And even then, I thought, who we were talking about vengeance. We were talking about I do it for vengeance. Who was that? Who was on the?
Yes.
I don't do this.
We had
a guest. We were talking about. I don't.
They do it for.
Revenge.
Was it Proops?
Wasn't Proops. I think
Zach.
No, I was here.
Was it Brad? It might have been Brad. I think it was Brad.
No, because Brad had a good childhood. Brad's very close to his dad.
So whatever it was, because I was living in that all the time, I didn't take the moment to enjoy it. Like when they would go, the Tonight Show wants you to come on, I'd be like,
it was Proops.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that's right. It was because he was cool in the Nerds, right?
Yeah.
And, God, I loved having him on. He's
was
so
great.
funny. But I had this thing where I was like, I got to show him. So even when they'd go, Bill Maher wants you on Politically Incorrect, I would not be like, fuck, that's awesome. I'd go, God damn it, I got to be funny. No, I wrote all day. Fuck. And I treated it like... I treated it heavy. And I'll never do that again.
Yeah.
And also because that mood is the reason, because I was treating it so heavy and serious, which is fucking comedy. That's part of the reason in that meeting with Gail Berman when she came in and I was like, hey, do you even know what we're fucking doing here? And I didn't say that, but I said that was the attitude.
That was the tone, the feeling.
That was the tone.
Yeah.
No, I actually said, do you even watch the show?
Yeah.
Because let me explain to you how this works.
Yeah.
To the network president. And that's why I currently have a podcast.
Don't do that, people. But if you do have to go to meetings, you should always look sharp. And you can do that. You can do that with Harry's razors.
I shaved yesterday.
That is not an ambush. She's a stealth.
Stealthy. That was that. Yeah, that was.
He oddly
that was
enough,
a Predator drone strike.
Yeah.
We didn't even know that was coming.
Highlander did not wait for us to get him the set. He ordered one himself with the promo code, right?
What's funny is that we show up. We could have got you one, and then he shows up. He's got the device. He goes, "It was like $3." You were so stoked. He's like, "It was like $3." Like, and that's what we want everybody to get because you actually had joy. Have you used it yet?
The whole process of doing it is great, and I would commend all the people who on the back end of it who do designing the website, the color schemes, just the process. It's frictionless. That's a marketing term.
Wow, frictionless. Wow.
But there's a little like asking you the right questions, and it's quick and really easy. And you get this, you get the lotion. You
don't have
quit
to
saying it.
Oh no! But I just
facial
gel.
Used it. You got the facial gel. You got the shave gel.
It's a foaming shave gel. There is no lotion.
Oh right, no lotion. That's right.
But it does keep your face moist.
No, it doesn't. That either. None of this goes in this ad at all. Let's try again. Go.
Okay.
I
got Harry's.
Did you like the shave gel?
I love the shave gel.
I do too.
It goes a long way.
And it's better than lotion.
No.
Oh, we gotta
you
cut
can't
that.
cut.
Too many edits.
You ordered it. You get $5 off the full set, the full trial set, which gives you everything you need, and free shipping. Right? How did it work? What happened? How much did you end up paying?
I ended up paying $3 and change, and I got the razor, which I can honestly say is the best razor I've ever used.
Right? 5 blades?
And I've used, I feel like, every razor
Say use
ever.
the German factories. That's why the Germans do it better every time.
And I've got thick, first of all, I got a beard.
What did you shave? Did you shave? Did it grow back? Oh, okay, your head.
No, I shaved. Well,
your
just
neck.
because
He's got to shape it.
You gotta,
okay.
Even though you have a beard, you still need razors, guys. And I shaved up on the cheekbones.
What a clusterfuck that! Like you have all this. You have crazy hair here.
Yeah.
And like I would rather not have this. This is a pain in the ass to maintain.
Are you balding? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he just randomly. I just randomly look like a bouncer.
It could be only one.
Some people just shave their heads, though.
Some people
for
do.
Fun.
No one just shaves their head random. No. There's not a man on the planet that just decides to shave his head.
When I was in high school, I did.
Yeah,
I shaved
I
it for football because I was hot
football.
and it was
there's got to be a reason.
There's a reason.
There's got to
really?
be a reason.
It's
not a fashion. No guy shaves his head bald for fashion.
Where are you balding?
Back
on the
here,
top of
on the
his
top.
head.
Oh man, in the back center.
It's receding in the front here too, but it's been pretty steady since I was like in my 20s. So
that's a load. That's what I think.
But he got blessed with a good skull though. It's around. I got lumpy skull. I got a giant.
I am really afraid of what you're going to look like if you're bald.
You're not. You're good.
We've already saw it. We did fuck with the clown. We saw it.
Oh, that's right.
It's not good.
We'll post that picture of him in a bald cap.
No, we won't. Guys.
Anyway, all you have to do right now, they have a killer offer for you guys. You get $5 off the full trial set at harrys.com/Titus. You get the 5-blade razor, weighted handle, foaming shave gel with aloe, and the travel cover. So join the millions of guys, which I think is exclusive. Join the millions of people who are already saving money. Go to harrys.com/Titus.
The gel smells really good too.
And one last thing. Oh, the body wash is awesome too. The one last thing is that I used my razors. I've had this razor blade in for 3 months.
Yeah.
And yesterday I go, I need a new razor.
He announced it. Well, this razor blade has finally reached its end.
It didn't cut me. It got a little pulley. It got a little pulley on my face. I was shaving and it got pulley. I was like, oh, it's getting pulley.
You got to go now that you've tried that and you like it. Go try the body wash. He loves that, and the soap is badass.
Yeah.
Oh, and the peppermint face scrub.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry.
glad.
They have a lot of good products.
Don't use the lotion.
No, stop. There is no lotion.
Right. It's not a lotion.
Nobody has that. It's not a thing.
Where are we going to be next week?
We are going to be this really well planned out tour. We're going to be on Wednesday night. We're going to be at the Orlando Improv, Wednesday the 19th, Thursday
Florida,
the 20th.
Florida.
We're going to be at the Improv in Tampa.
Florida.
On Friday, the 21st through the 23rd, we're going to be at Palisades Levity Live in West Nyack.
New York.
See?
So the guys that used to book the Spinal Tap tour book this tour for us.
Right.
Immediately following that, we are going to be back at the Brea Improv.
It's February. Florida's going to be 80, and then New York's going to be 8.
So all of our Southern California people, Brea Improv right after that is going to be February 28th through March the 1st.
All new show,
3
guys.
nights.
She's working on new material. She'll be working on new material, and I'm working on Carrion Monsters. We will be doing some video. Highlander and I are going to sit down with some video stuff. We're going to do there. They have this cool video wall at the Improv. We're going to start. This show's the best thing I've ever written, and it finally came together. I've never had this before. I had a dream about the opening and the ending of this show, and woke up and I was like, holy crap.
And he told it to me.
Yeah.
And then right after that, we're going to be back at the Hard Rock in Hollywood,
Florida.
So just go check out that routing, and then Raleigh's coming up in March.
Who's
so I'm
booking
going to
our
go see
tours?
Grandma in between. So I will be coming fresh off of a week with Grandma once we hit the Raleigh Improv on March 20th.
And that's a week that you get to write new material for your new
Look,
show.
Here's the thing. I've written
about
out
20 minutes.
It was about 28. Thank you.
Wow.
But let me just say this. When you first break in material, it's hard and it's kind of rough. And so it's great to have old material that kills and then new material.
You'll be balancing.
My new material is about cancer. So on top of it having to be like new and maybe not well written yet, it's about cancer.
Imagine the idiot that's got to follow you after you talk about cancer for 20 minutes. It's going to be awesome.
Imagine the idiot, and he pointed at himself.
I did.
Who's the idiot?
Yeah, no, I am not. Yes, you are.
I often imagine that idiot. So,
all right, guys. Thank you for listening. Please do me a favor. Go to YouTube channel, Christopher Titus TV. Subscribe to the podcast. Also, if you want to get any of my DVDs, I have 8 of them. 8 90-minute shows. You can actually go to the website, get the box set, which is 10 and a half hours of comedy. You can also get the other one, Armageddon. You can see that on Amazon Prime. And you can see the movie Special Unit on Amazon Prime. Please go watch it. And do me a favor. If you watch the specials and the movie, review them, because there are some Trump people that have really gone out of their way to mess with that special on Amazon.
for people that didn't bother to learn to read or write or go to school or make a difference on the planet, they all have a lot of free time to write misspelled reviews.
Wrong sentences,
as
no
well
comments.
as, if you haven't seen right now, they're sort of mobilizing to screw with the Democratic
Yep.
caucus's cockeye.
They're telling the people to go vote for the people that Trump wants to run against. They're
Yes,
telling Republicans.
and also in Iowa, I don't know if you saw this, they were clogging the phone lines and sending out things on Facebook saying, call right now, keep calling this number, clog these phone lines. And I'm like, if you guys would just take that little bit of energy and initiative and,
Come up with a good idea.
Something.
Some good idea
Right.
for the country. Hey, guess what? Here's what I said this time. You don't have to cheat if you have good ideas.
Right.
Right.
Right. That's a
Let's
good
be
point.
clear.
Yeah.
How about this? All the energy you're putting into cheating, into lying, into
yeah.
extortion, into corruption.
Screwing other people. And,
What if
yeah.
you put that into come up with a fucking idea that people like to you?
Yeah.
Cured cancer.
There you go. Something.
Stopped asteroids.
That's what Biden wanted to do. Biden's like, we're going to put $400 billion behind cancer research so we can cure cancer. It's like, oh, that seems like a good idea. Instead of $400 billion into weapons. I don't know. If you have to cheat, your ideas suck. And that's my final word on the Titus podcast. Please remember to cut to that. Guys, thanks for listening and watching. Again, go to Christopher Titus TV and subscribe to the Titus podcast.
You
and,
say that very Hitlery.
and the Armageddon update. Armageddon
Please
update.
go to the podcast YouTube and subscribe.
You best subscribe to the podcast, and you will laugh. All right. For myself, Bombshell and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There can be only one.
He seemed a little zen about that.
there could be only
Like
one.
maybe
Like
this
he
was
knew
a
it.
therapy
He knew it.
session
Well, I'm
for
feeling-
him.
Yeah.
And he was starting to feel himself a little bit as the Highlander. Feel himself sounds weird.
yeah.
Nobody mentioned lotion.
He was Gandhi Highlander for a second.
He was.